Welcome, everyone, to Game Night Fight Night 2, now with a big thumbnail. What are all these images? Don't ask. I am joined today by Helen,
Hello.
Eric,
Every day I stray further from God.
Darshan,
I'll see you guys in hell.
and Evan.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Here today we have four people who have never won a round in Game Night Fight Night, battling it out to determine the best Game Nighty Fight Nightier. In the second round.
I've never played before.
Okay, I get it. Three of you have never played before, but that's okay. Anyway, you guys are going to be doing the same game again. It is 10 songs. Each song is a title of a person. You're each going to pick two of them and fight on behalf of them in a tournament. The 10 songs today are Pinball Wizard by The Who, Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, Jukebox Hero by Foreigner, American Idiot by Green Day, Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus, The Rock Lobster by B-52, The Walker by Fits in the Tantrums, Tiny Dancer by Elton John, Somebody Gautier Used to Know, Gautier, and Master of Puppets by Metallica. Also, for those of you wondering what the hell these images are, I got them all from Dolly Mini by typing in the name of the song. Well, most of them. I had to modify some. Like, Teenage Dirtbag just looked awful, so I just wrote Dirtbag. And it's a bag of dirt. And then Rock Lobster, I wrote Lobster with a guitar. Anyway, I'm going to decide who gets what fighter. We are going to do a snake draft. In other words, a schoolyard pick, but the second part is reversed. So if you pick fourth, you also pick fifth. If you pick first, you also pick eighth. And to decide the order, Eric, name a number 1 to 12.
11.
11. Okay, so Evan will go first. And then Darshan will go second. Eric third. And Helen fourth. Imagine like I divided the clock into 4 sections. And I had like Helen, Eric, Darshan, Evan. That's how I did it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that, Evan, you get the first overall pick of who you want to represent in this tournament.
I would like to pick the American Idiot, please.
Evan takes the American Idiot. Very fitting. I think that's an excellent pick for you. You've got this. Darshan, you're up next.
I'll take Jukebox Hero.
You're taking the Jukebox Hero. That is a great pick. Eric.
I will take The Walker.
The Walker by Fits in the Tantrums. Also, the Walker is not an actual, walker. It is a person who walks, I'm assuming. Just to let you all know. Ignore the image. Helen, you get 2 picks.
I will take... Ooh, I get 2.
Yep, you get back-to-back picks because you picked last out of the 4.
I will take Somebody That I Used to Know, or That Gautier Used to Know, and Rock Lobster.
Ooh, Gautier and the Lobster are both off the board. Alright, for reference, the remaining 5 are the Pinball Wizard, the Smooth Criminal, the Teenage Dirtbag, the Tiny Dancer, and the Master of Puppets, as we go back to Eric.
I think I'll go for Master of Puppets.
The Master of Puppets. Darshan?
Smooth Criminal.
Alright, so Evan, your final 3 are the Pinball Wizard, the Tiny Dancer, and the Teenage Dirtbag. Whichever 2 you don't pick are immediately eliminated.
I'll take the Teenage Dirtbag.
The Teenage Dirtbag, which means entering the Hall of Losers along with the Little Lion Man and Mr. Blue Sky are the Pinball Wizard and Tiny Dancer. So, with that, everyone has their picks. Evan, you have the American Idiot and the Teenage Dirtbag. Darshan has the Jukebox Hero and the Smooth Criminal. Eric has the Walker and Master of Puppets. And Helen has Somebody Gautier Used to Know and the Rock Lobster. So, I'm going to give you all 8 Dylan minutes. Those are patented. They are 60 seconds each to do some research about both your fighters. And about halfway through, I will also tell you the matchups. Also, and we will, once we get to the matchups, I'm going to explain how they work once more. There have been some modifications since the last episode, and your time starts now. Alright, that is time. All right. I'm going to give a rundown of how the debates will work. Two people will be in each debate, debating on behalf of one of their fighters. And then I will give each person 1 minute to explain why their fighter would win. And so it'll go person one, 1 minute, person two, 1 minute, and then 30 seconds to dedicate to both of you talking at the same time. Everyone not in the match will vote. So that's two people. But we should have a tiebreaker just in case. And me, I am an unbiased moderator who loves all my children very equally. So I'm going to make that Jen's problem. Jen, get on here. Hi, Jen. So in the event of a tie, Jen will be your tie-breaking vote. She will be the one deciding your fate, not me. Blood is off my hands. All right, and just for the record, the setting of the battle is an empty city street, but it's like a nice city. Like imagine like a New York, but there's just no one there for some reason. That's what the battle looks like, because Ocean Man had a little bit too much of an advantage last time by just hiding. So your battle will be taking place on just a metropolitan empty city street. If there is an item in the song, you can use it to your advantage. Anything is good as long as you can debate well enough. And we're going to start with Darshan versus Eric. It is the smooth criminal versus the walker. If everyone else could please turn their camera off. Okay, so Darshan, since the smooth criminal is on the left, you get to go first. You will have 1 minute to explain why Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal would be Fits in the Tantrum's Walker, and your time starts now.
So, right, Michael Jackson's Smooth. I don't hear echo. Never mind. All right, so Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal has an effect called intimidation by the sounding of heartbeats. So, the walker will be intimidated, not knowing what is going on. And then, boom, he will strike him two in the back of the neck, guaranteeing him the victory. It'll be two bloody strikes. That'll be my opening line.
All right, you still have 20 seconds if you'd like to say anything else on the matter.
Oh. Yeah. You were struck to the doom. You were struck down, and it was your doom.
Those are bars. 5 seconds.
Oh, I still have time. God damn.
A minute's a lot of time. Yep. All right, time. Great opening remarks by Darshan. Eric, you now have 1 minute on behalf of the walker, starting now.
So, the thing is about the walker is that, fun fact, they are a speedster. Because 99 miles per hour, baby, is how fast he'd like to go. So, first off, I want to point out that the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, can only run at like almost 30 miles an hour. That's over 3 times the fastest man in the world. So you might be asking, well, if he can still only be taken down in 2 strikes after being intimidated by the smooth criminal, well, that still doesn't really work, even if he can go extremely fast. But he also walks to the sound of their own drum, meaning he can't be manipulated. He cannot be intimidated. He cannot be thrown off his rhythm.
Time.
I'll
let you finish that sentence.
All right. The intimidation factor cannot affect the walker, and therefore, with his superior speed, he will win.
All right. You both now have 30 seconds to argue with each other aggressively, starting now.
My rebuttal to that.
I will say that he literally feeds on hearts. He says, I gotta feed this heart. It takes control. Literally, this man is a warlock. He serves a higher power that grants him energy and just allows him to tear across the field. Please feel free to keep interrupting me, by the way. And
anyway, but the rebuttal is that statement.
Also,
he's a smooth criminal.
On top of being a warlock,
so smooth
he just
that you
wakes
can't
up in a
hear
city
it.
of angels. Be not afraid,
Time.
motherfucker. See what you can do.
Time. Everyone back on. Everyone please turn your cameras on. Okay. Excellent first round performance by both Eric and Darshan. Jen, you can come on as well. So, Eric, Darshan, final sentences. I'm going to start with Eric on this. One sentence for your closing.
The Walker is a speedster who cannot be controlled or manipulated and literally eats hearts, has killed, and will kill again.
Smooth
Darshan.
Criminal is a criminal that is so smooth that you can't even hear him. Hits you down 2 steps. Boom, it's now your due.
All right, so Evan, Helen, and Jen, you guys will be voting on this one. If you want to vote for Darshan, hold up one finger. If you want to vote for Eric, hold up 2 fingers. And or in our case, Smooth Criminal or the Walker. On 3, 1, 2, 3. The Walker takes it 2-1.
I'm already doing better than last time.
Yep, Eric on his 3rd try has won a match.
Woo!
All right, so Darshan, you still have the Jukebox Hero, which will come later on. You still have one more shot at this. Eric, the Walker has advanced to the semifinal to face either Evan's American Idiot or Helen's Rock Lobster, which we are doing now. Everyone else, please turn your camera off. This is Helen versus Evan. Okay. Evan, since the American Idiot is on the left, you get to go first. You will have 1 minute for your opening on why the American Idiot would beat the Rock Lobster, starting now.
All right, so the first thing to know about the American Idiot is that the American Idiot is a redneck, a typical American redneck. Now, what do you think about when you think about the typical American redneck? Well, guns. That's right, this guy has a gun to shoot people with, which is generally more deadly than any other musical enemy he may come across. In addition, he is, he's got a big truck, that sort of thing, right? He is the typical American redneck. However, he has one distinct advantage over the main weakness of the typical American redneck, which is that the typical American redneck is stupid. However, this one knows about propaganda and is actually is defended against the subliminal mindfucks of propaganda, which means that this American Idiot actually cannot be psychologically manipulated because he is already aware of it.
Finish your sentence.
Because he is already aware of psychological manipulation.
Good work. Helen, it is now your turn on behalf of the Rock Lobster. You have 1 minute, starting now.
You know what I think of when I hear redneck? A lobster. Because you know what's red? A lobster. And, this guy, rednecks don't actually... when they saw a rock, it wasn't a rock? I did this wrong. I just wrote down lyrics, so I'm just going to read that because that could be funny. He a rock lobster. He's simply a rock lobster. He baking potatoes. We're at the beach. He's at the beach. You get to see him all the time. Everyone's got matching towels, so we're all in this together. Lots of trouble, lots of bubble. Rock lobster. Boys in bikinis. You get to see boys in bikinis. Do you see that with rednecks? No, I don't think so. So you see all sorts of diverse things, and as well as jellyfish and dogfish and catfish and rock lobster. It sounds like you'd have a good time with him too. More fun than with a redneck, I'll say that. So yeah, I think he'd win because he's just simply a cooler dude. Once again, matching beach towels.
I love that. Time. Okay, so I love your take, but now you both have 30 seconds to go at the exact same time, starting now.
You
Now,
know
assuming
what
we're
I
talking
think
about
of when I
literally
hear
a lobster
redneck?
made of rock, I'm pretty sure you could just shoot it with a gun and it would
Lobster's
die. And even if a one gun wasn't good enough, a redneck is probably going to have some
he is a
explosives like some
rock
fireworks
lobster.
for fun, just blow it up.
He's got all the motions of the oceans, which
literally
who's got
immune
that
to
many
psychological
emotions and knows
manipulation.
that many
The
people?
rock
Knows
lobster could be
more
like,
people
oh,
than
we're
the
all in this
redneck
together.
does, I'll say that.
The American
So,
Idiot's
he's
already good
just
against
cooler. He's
propaganda,
just so much cooler.
so
Rednecks
honestly, I think
Time. Great work by all. Everyone turn your cameras back on. It was a fun round. I highly enjoyed that one. the logic of gun versus boys in bikinis will it will never fall. It will never fall. So we're going to do our final sentences, starting with Helen.
Boys in bikinis.
Evan.
The American idiot would have no qualms about shooting boys.
Oh gosh. Well, with that,
Whoa.
if you are on the side, if you believe the American idiot would win, hold up one finger. If you believe the rock lobster would win, hold up two fingers. This is for Darshan, Eric, and Jen. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was Helen. I really loved your approach. I understand the mild confusion on it. No worries. I really liked boys in bikinis.
Boys in bikinis.
I mean, technically, the Rock Lobster has at least 2 other boys on his team against a guy with a gun.
He's got more friends, but I mean, probably even more enemies.
All right, so with that, the American Idiot will face off against the Walker in the next round. That should be a fun fight, Evan versus Eric. And speaking of Evan versus Eric, it's Eric versus
God.
Evan. It is the Jukebox Hero taking on.
I'm not Jukebox Hero. Am I Jukebox Hero?
No,
Wait,
I
did I
think
mess
Jukebox
up?
Hero. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Puppet Master.
Wait, let me look at my numbers again.
Yeah, I'm going down because apparently Puppet Master.
Oh,
is
it should be
stacked.
Darshan versus Evan. Whoops. And then it should be Helen versus Eric. I messed up the names. My bad. Fight me on Facebook, Mom.
It's fine. It's one letter of the alphabet, like difference for the first letter. You're good.
All right, so Darshan and Evan will be debating on this one. It is the Jukebox Hero taking on the Teenage Dirtbag. Everyone else, please turn your cameras off. Okay, so with that, we will be starting with Darshan on this one because his photo is on the left. You will have 1 minute to explain why the Jukebox Hero would defeat the Teenage Dirtbag in a fight, starting now.
You see, he is empowered by his guitar. He keeps walking and rocking, and his eyes have stars. You know how hot a star is? Over 2 million degrees hot. So that makes him out of versatile, powerful, beyond star level. And so, he is only a one-way ticket for Dirtbag, and that is to the ground, where he belongs. So there's no way Dirtbag has anything up his sleeve that can stop somebody who controls the stars in his eyes. He can unleash that to vaporize him.
You have an extra 17 seconds if you have anything else to say.
Oh yeah, he keeps rocking it on. Rock it on, man. He loves the rock and roll lifestyle. With a beat up string in a secondhand store, he just doesn't know how to play, but he knows for sure that that one guitar feels
I'm
good in
going to
his
stop
hand.
you there. Your 1 minute is up. I wonder what is slightly off to the right. I am mildly curious. I have a guess. It is Google. But either way, Evan,
All right.
you have 1 minute starting now.
Here we have the Teenage Dirtbag. Now, let me tell you about the Teenage Dirtbag. The Teenage Dirtbag is in love with this girl named Noelle. And Noelle used to have a boyfriend during the period of the time of the song, which came out in 2000, so that would be 22 years ago now. Noelle had a boyfriend who carried a gun to school. And the Teenage Dirtbag, by the end of the song, he actually gets with Noelle, which means that he's been with Noelle for 22 years, which means that at some point in that time, the Teenage Dirtbag had to fight the ex-boyfriend with a gun and, win. So therefore, the Teenage Dirtbag is actually well-versed in the art of combat, which we can clearly infer via the text of the lyrics. In addition, he has a great relationship, and he listens to Iron Maiden, which powers him up, which will make him more powerful. And although in the past he may have gotten his ass kicked, he's now clearly gotten much stronger than that.
Time. If you'd like to finish that sentence, I will allow you to.
I finished the sentence.
Oh, my bad. Never mind. All right. Speaking of which, the 30-second timer for both of you at the same time shall begin now.
I think that if you
Think
had
about it. A
stars in your
superhero.
eyes, you were likely
So
to
undefeated.
die
Think about like Superman.
before
Where does
you
Superman get his
use
powers
them on
from?
someone
The
else
sun.
because
The
your
star.
eyes would
No.
literally explode your brain before they got to the opponent.
But he's so
So-
powerful, like Superman. He doesn't need to worry about the
Where does it say?
sun
It doesn't
blow.
say anywhere in the song. It's just like he's got stars in his eyes, which would fucking kill him instantly.
You know,
So
Superman
the
got
teenage
powers from the
dirtbag
sun.
is used to
No.
dealing with powerful enemies like a guy with a gun. How is the
A guy with a
jukebox
gun?
hero
What
gonna
is a guy
suffer?
got to a gun with a
Time. Oh my gosh, this is great. All right, everyone back on. That was a fantastic round. Fantastic work by both of you. So we're going to go to
You're
our
really
final
making me
sentences.
pick for this one. Wow.
This one's up in the air. Darshan, amazing opening argument. Evan, amazing comeback. I don't know why a guy with a gun always somehow ends up in Evan's debates, but it's kind of a fun gimmick. Somewhere or another, guy with a gun.
It's just the text of the songs. I don't know what to tell you.
Is Noel's ex the American idiot? Who knows? Either way, Evan, you get to do. I'll let you do your final sentence first.
In my opinion, Wheatus's teenage dirtbag is a combat veteran with a stable relationship, making him a powerful foe.
Nice, Darshan.
Mine is the jukebox hero. Think about it. A hero, powers, boom, stars. Obviously, he's gonna win. No debate.
Okay, so with that, Helen, Eric, Jen, if you would like to vote for the jukebox hero, you will hold up one finger on 3. If you'd like to vote for the teenage dirtbag, you will hold up 2 fingers on 3. Are you both? Are you? Do you all feel okay? With that, on 3. 1, 2, 3. The teenage dirtbag takes it, and I believe that means Darshan goes 0-2 as well.
Oof.
Really?
Oh.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It was tough though.
It was
That
tough.
was so tough.
Honestly,
I'm mad at you, Dylan, for making me make that decision.
I thought Darshan did scale the jukebox hero to star level using actual versus scaling, which I thought was a very good touch. You had me there. Whereas I think Evan did scale the teenage dirtbag to wall level with guy with a gun.
He had a gun, man. I don't know.
Formerly skills to at least guy with a gun. All right, so in the event that Eric beats Helen, we will figure out how to work with a Eric Evan 3 times in a row scenario. We'll work that out later. However,
Battle
we
Royale.
are going to do Helen's Somebody Gautier Used to Know, taking on Eric's Master of Puppets. And I'm going to give the floor to Helen and Eric on this one. Whoever wins this will face off against a teenage dirtbag. Darshan, your camera is... Yep, okay, good. So, we're going to start with Helen because the Gautier is on the left. You will have 1 minute to explain to me why Somebody Gautier Used to Know would beat the Master of Puppets in a fight, starting now.
So first of all, Mr. Gautier has an excellent memory because he's remembered this person for millennia at least. As you can see, he remembers a lot of times when they were together and when he felt so happy and then when they felt so happy that they could die. And it was just a good time all around, but also sad. You get a bit of the angst in there too. So you get a little bit of both. It's kind of the ideal man, I guess. And who can beat the ideal man? Certainly not a mere puppet. Man, he doesn't even need your love sometimes, which, yeah, he's independent man. The only thing about him is, I mean, he doesn't remember who you are, I guess, but he does remember you. If he remembers everything else, but he doesn't call you by names. He doesn't call you names. That's good too. Respectful man. Yeah, he remembers everything that you guys used to do together. That's pretty crazy. I can't think of that many people who remember everything. I can't remember everything.
Time. Excellent work, Helen. Eric, you are up. You have 1 minute to fight on behalf of the Master of Puppets. Starting now.
Well, you see, the master of puppets is, in fact, the source of your self-destruction. They will get in your mind. They will, like, regardless of their memory, they will control, they will manipulate, they will just get in their head. They will get in Gatia's head. They are dedicated to killing you. Apparently, tasting them only serves as an indicator of how much they're dedicated to killing you. But regardless, they are that dedicated. As it says, they're a master of puppets. They have an army at their disposal of puppets that cannot be like destroyed or controlled or manipulated in any way that is not with their own intention in mind. Additionally, they're capable of blinding their opponents. How can you fight what you cannot see?
So with that
I
was
got like halfway through my list.
Yeah, 30 more
Oh
seconds.
gosh. So 30 more seconds for both of you. Yeah, I'm gonna start now.
And on top of all of this,
I don't need
they
to be able to see
just
my
blinding their
demons to
opponents.
fight them.
They're capable of
I know they're
preparing the
there.
breakfast in a mirror. I
I'll
don't get that one either.
acknowledge them
Fire
very
powers.
much so,
Your
and then
life
I will
burns
ignore
faster.
them, and that's
They have
superpowers. I forget about them, so
specifically
they're
said-
not there. If I don't
And
acknowledge that
hell,
they're not
do
there.
not praise them in the slightest. They will burn and they will take you down with them
We
if
can
they
still
somehow
be
even
friends.
were threatened by your life.
All right. Oof.
Why am I doing this?
Oof and oof. So with that, we still got to do closing remarks. We are going to start with Eric. You have 1 sentence.
So the Puppet Master is a hate-filled machine. They are the source of your self-destruction, and they have veins that pump you with fear.
Helen.
Gautier may be a simp, but he won't forget, can't forget, and will simply win because you're somebody he used to know. And that's it. It's over for you. Should have gone that angle. Shoot.
You're someone that used to know
Like,
the
no
fight is
way.
already won.
We may have lost Evan.
It was too powerful. The puppets got him.
All right. So with that, if you'd like to vote for somebody Gautier used to know, you will hold up 1 finger. If you'd like to vote for the Master of Puppets, hold up 2 fingers on 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 to 1. So the Master of Puppets will move on. So we do have 2 Evans and 2 Erics in the next round. I'm gonna run the final 4, have it be like 2 Evan Eric matchups. And if it's double of the same person in the final, then maybe Darshan Helen fight on behalf of whichever one that person doesn't want as a tag team.
Cool.
Oh god, that's
You're
even more
like in a
chaotic.
tag
I kind of like it.
Oh,
All right, would everyone be okay with that?
Mhm.
I'm kind of content being in ultra dead, but
Yeah.
You're only going to be
You
ultra
could either
dead
do it
if
like a tag
Evan
team.
or if Evan or
Double
Eric
times.
go 2-0. Who's ready for a possible trilogy?
Whoa!
All right, so we are starting off with round 2. It's the Walker from Fits and the Tantrums taking on the American Idiot. And also, I just real no, it's not 4 different decades. Bummer. So we are going to start off with Eric and Evan, and then we're going to go to Evan and Eric, and then we're going to take the winner of Eric and Evan against the winner of Evan and Eric in the finals. All right, I'm going to shut off my camera as well. So Eric, since you are on the left side,
What could go wrong?
all right, you have 30 seconds to explain why the Walker would beat the American Idiot, starting now.
Well, the thing about the Walker, again, as aforementioned, they are a speedster at heart. Now, you might be thinking, well, the American Idiot is just a redneck with a gun. A gun clearly is something that is, like, moves faster than something someone only able to run at 99 miles an hour can like get to. Like you can't close the distance in enough time. You'll get shot first. Now here's my response. Fuck you. That's not how this works. Because the thing about the Walker is that they are a warlock. They wake up in the city of angels. Bullets don't work on them. It's just something that this American idiot has at their disposal cannot physically harm the Walker. The Walker is something that is beyond human comprehension and simply will just wipe the floor in any like way that is physically possible.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Evan, your turn on behalf of the American Idiot. You have 1 minute starting now.
I have saved the American Idiot's most powerful feature for this round, which is that the American Idiot has dreams of tomorrow. What does that mean? Yeah, that's right. The American Idiot can see the future and will know what is going to happen before it happens. Now, this is a stereotypical redneck against a speedster that can only go 99 miles an hour. The American Idiot is well versed in fighting against speedsters because they watch a lot of television and therefore they watch a lot of superhero media and therefore know the strengths and weaknesses of the speedster. In addition, because they have dreams of tomorrow, the night before they will already have understood exactly how the battle is going to play out and how to counter every attack from the Walker, which will allow them to easily destroy the Walker in combat.
7 seconds? Holy shit.
And also, did I mention they have a gun?
Wow, that is the pistol cherry on top, let me tell you. So with that, you both have 30 seconds. You know the drill. Your time starts now.
The issue with that whole premise of that future sight thing is that it is contingent on the fact that he is capable of doing something in the first place. The only way that the American
Angels does not mean you are an angel. It just means that you happen to show up to the angel dimension.
And by not joining the fight and forfeiting, they lose. That is the only way
Walker with a gun
in this situation.
Just because they know what angels are
to
doesn't mean
win the game is to not play. But the thing is, Walker's still playing.
Time, everyone. Thank you. These are going to be good. These are going to be good. All right, so Darshan, Jen, you guys can come back. And Evan, I will let you do your closing remark first.
The American Idiot is trained in understanding how the speedster works, has a powerful weapon that can be used to kill the speedster, and has the ability to see the future. The only waking up in the City of Angels that the Walker will be doing is after the fight.
Wow. Eric, on behalf of the Walker.
The Walker is beyond the human comprehension. Guns cannot work. Any amount of prep time is moot because he has only foreseen his own destruction.
All right, with that, 1 finger for the Walker, 2 fingers for the American Idiot. On 3. 1, 2, 3. By a vote of 1-2, the American Idiot has taken it and will be advancing to the finals to face either the Teenage Dirtbag or the Master of Puppets. That one was extremely close. However, Evan had something still up his sleeve in forms of, I guess, foreshadowing. Wait, no, not foreshadowing. What's the term for like seeing in the future?
Future sight?
Future sight, not foreshadowing.
Foresight.
Foresight. Foreshadowing and foresight. So with that, we're going to go once again to Evan and Eric.
Oh. Whoa.
It is the Teenage Dirtbag taking on the Master of Puppets. And this time, Evan, you will be starting off on behalf of the Teenage Dirtbag. You have 1 minute to explain to me why it would be a puppet or a Master of Puppets. Starting now.
So, yeah, the Teenage Dirtbag would definitely win this fight because Well, first of all, the Master of Puppets relies a lot on psychological manipulation, right? Making you feel bad about yourself, being your own mental destruction, right? But here's the thing: the teenage dirtbag has spent a lot of his life already feeling bad about himself, so he kind of knows what that is already. He'll be used to it, expecting it, perhaps. In addition, he's got a girlfriend now, and so maybe she'll be able to save him from his own despair. Also, he goes to a gym class, so he's fucking ripped as hell. He'll just beat the shit out of a little puppet guy. He's skinny. This dude's ripped. So there you go. Also, his girlfriend's named Noelle. I don't know if I mentioned that. Again, combat experience. Yep. That is all I have.
All right, that is also time, so that works out. Eric, it is now your turn on behalf of the Master of Puppets, or as they say in Spanish. Never mind, your time starts now.
Let's say, okay, so here's the thing. The Puppet Master, or the Master of Puppets, is a source of your self-destruction. Whether or not that he is used to having doubts about himself and, these has experience in these complicated moral questions, he is twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. He is demoralizing you, making you question your abilities, creating an opportune moment to blind you, burn you, and just dance and just have you dancing around on his strings because he is a tactician. He knows everything about you. He knows everything about the teenage dirtbag because he's been a teenage dirtbag already. That's his past life. He's past it. He's above you. He is a god among men. He has fire powers. He has an army. He is dedicated to killing you. And he will make it so you just do it yourself out of his own convenience.
With that, 30 seconds for a teenager versus the master. Starting now.
Because it doesn't even matter.
The master is probably like an old man, and like the teenager is like young, so...
Okay. So what if you're young? You're gonna be blind. You're gonna be burned. Death and hell doesn't phase this man.
He listens to Iron Maiden, so he's already used to that content.
To this, he can't approach. He has an army surrounding him. He's twisting the guy's minds. He's twisting his dreams. He's maybe even manipulating the girlfriend's hopes and dreams.
I like to imagine. Actually, I'll save my thoughts till after the match, but everyone can come back on. Yeah, I'm going to save my thoughts till after voting. We're going to start with Eric. One sentence.
Hello. The Master of Puppets is a master of puppets. He has honed his craft, and he has dealt with so much more than the teenage dirtbag can ever hope to become.
Evan, on behalf of the dirtbag.
The teenage dirtbag, he's sort of used to the sort of tricks that the Master of Puppets might throw at him. He's got combat experience. He listens to Iron Maiden, baby. Yeah, that's it.
All right, with that, Helen, Darshan, Jen, I'm gonna let you three be the voters. If you would like to vote for the teenage dirtbag, give me a 1. If you'd like to vote for the Master of Puppets, give me a 2. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Master of Puppets takes it. So the American Idiot will be facing the Master of Puppets in the final. And would you look at that? Covering up the photo. Hey, would you look at that? It's the finals.
Whoa.
It's an
it's been so long.
Yes. It has been so long. So, once again, Evan and Eric, for the 3rd time in a row, we are going to have the American Idiot face off against the Master Puppet. So, only Evan and Eric on camera, please. So, because this is the finals, I'm going to give you both 90 seconds followed by the 30 seconds. So, actually, would you guys like time to get ready your final debates, or do you want to jump right into it?
Ready.
You're ready?
Ready.
All right. Evan, 90 seconds. Explain to me why the American Idiot would beat the Master of Puppets starting now.
All right, so the Master of Puppets, their main power is being the source of the enemy's self-destruction, right? Well, what is the American self-destruction? The American Idiot self-destruction. Well, that answer is the propaganda that has been fed to them after 9/11. But here's the thing. The person in the song of American Idiot has already overcome this source of self-destruction. Now they fight against the propaganda that is spread through America. They have already self-actualized. That's right. The Master of Death's one strength, which is self-destruction against the American Idiot, is something that the American Idiot has already overcome. What's left? Well, you've got a sad little puppet man. Sure, he can burn or blind the American Idiot, but the American Idiot is the tough American redneck. They can take those things and still dish out the finishing blow. Burning and blinding someone isn't enough to kill them. However, the American Idiot, the redneck, is capable and willing to kill, which means that they, in fact, are capable of beating the Master of Death. In addition, the Master may have an army of puppets, but the American redneck isn't just one person. It's every American redneck. The American Idiot is not one person. It is all of the Americans, which means that this song is talking about literally everyone in America, which means that you have the entirety of the America, or even just the American South if you want to get pedantic about it, but still.
Excellent work, Evan. Eric, it is now your turn for the Master of Puppets. Starting now, 90 seconds.
So the American Idiot, even as a representative of the American nation, pales in comparison to the Puppet Master, because the Puppet Master has been behind the scenes influencing everything, everyone. The thing is that you have to realize about the American Idiot in particular is that, well, they're on a, like, they're, it's in the song. Can you hear the sound of hysteria? They're hysterical. They're demoralized. They're already they're walking into this fight ready to be broken. And that is exactly what the Master of Puppets plays off of. He gets in their minds. He gets in their hearts. And he breaks them. He destroys their dreams because he destroys their dreams of tomorrow, meaning their future sight isn't going to help them here. This fight is basically man against the machine, man against the government, because, and what is this one guy gonna do? Like, he can't fight that in a crowded urban street, apparently. It's not something that you can fight because he is hysterical. He's in this information age of hysteria.
Time. Also, for reference, it is an uncrowded urban street. There is no one on it besides you two, or in Evan's case, possibly all of the South. So, with that, 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
The song American Idiot is about overcoming psychological...
He's dedicated to killing you. He's pulling your strings. In the thing, it says he's pulling your strings the entire time.
Manipulation and destroying
you do manage to break out of those strings. He's blinding you. He's using his fire powers to make your life burn faster. And he is twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. And he is also apparently preparing a breakfast on a mirror. What can you do against that?
Against that. That is the idea.
Time. Wow. This has been an excellent tournament. Everyone can come back on, of course. So, one last time. Eric, your final sentence.
The Master of Puppets is the embodiment of something that can never die or be defeated, especially by the American Idiot.
Evan.
The song American Idiot and by extension, the person described in American Idiot, is about overcoming psychological manipulation that means to make you destroy yourself. And that is everything that the master stands for, which means that the American Idiot is built on overcoming what the master stands for.
Excellent. Helen, Jen, Darshan, for the third time in a row, you guys are deciding the winner. On 3, you will hold up 1 or 2 fingers. 1 finger for the American Idiot. 2 fingers for the Master of Puppets. Are you all ready? For the win. 1, 2, 3. Darshan, is that like 1 paw?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so by mild confusion, the American Idiot has toppled the government.
It was the American South. Okay.
And I don't see how anything could topple the American Idiot.
Well,
There we go.
oh my god.
Except for maybe the most recent winner of Game Night Fight Night 1, the Piano Man, which, as a matter of fact, I am going to be casually.
Is that why you're here? Are you here for the Thug Finals?
Huh? Oh yeah, no.
The boss. Why do I hear boss?
With that, what, you thought that was the end?
Oh my god.
You have to. So, Evan, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You are going to be fighting the winner of Game Night Fight Night 1, Jack, as the Piano Man. So it'll be American Idiot versus Piano Man. I will also be voting in this. It'll be the 5 of us. I'm going to give you both 2 minutes to research starting now. Jack won Fight Night 1, so I'm going to have Jack go first.
All right.
And because Evan just fought like 4 times tonight. So, with that,
Reasonable.
Jack, you have 90 seconds to explain why the Piano Man would beat the American Idiot in a fight. For reference, we did make some proper rules since the last time you were in a fight because of Ocean Man. You guys are on a city street in a urban area, but there is no one else on the street. It's just an empty city street. That is the setting. Starting, you have 90 seconds for the Piano Man, starting now.
Well, I think that looking closely at American Idiot, or even not closely at it, we can very clearly see the American Idiot is a broken man. We can see that he is suffering from constant paranoia. We can see that he's dealing with tensions, global tensions beyond his control, which are the exact fears the Piano Man would lure out upon hearing the Piano Man play. We know from his experience that anyone who comes into the bar where the Piano Man plays will be able to express themselves fully, as shown by the truth of the Piano Man's music. They will show their inner fears. They will show their inner depth. They will probably break down as a person. The American Idiot will probably have a fucking panic attack as soon as they hear the Piano Man's music, because drawing out those fears will cause them to cry like a little baby, because he is so afraid and also really stupid. We should also note that even if the American Idiot is quote unquote an idiot and not in depth, well, we clearly see that the Piano Man's powers work on stupid people, or supposedly stupid people, because it works on, regular Joes, bartenders, whoever else, because it taps into their inner dreams and inner nuances as people. So if the American Idiot has as many problems as the song implies, then he should be easily taken care of with the Piano Man's music. It should also be worth noting that Billy Joel is canonically into cowboys, so if it comes down to who can draw out a gun first, Billy Joel wins.
5 seconds.
Piano Man, good.
Time.
If he hears the music, he dies.
What was that last thought? I'm sorry.
If he hears the music, he dies.
Okay, with that, Evan, it is now your turn. For the 4th time tonight, you are advocating on behalf of the American Idiot. And in this case, explain why he would beat the Piano Man. You have 90 seconds starting now.
All right. So, before we address Jack's comments about the fears and hysteria that we're talking about, sort of the propaganda referenced in the song American Idiot, we first must talk about the line, dreams of tomorrow. That's right. As stated before, the American Idiot has dreams of tomorrow. That means that the night before, they dream exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. So, the American Idiot knows even before the fight begins that the power of the Piano Man's powerful music. Therefore, they would know that listening to the music would destroy them emotionally. Possibly, we haven't gotten to that part yet. So, they would just simply show up to the fight with earplugs. Now, as I've previously stated, they're also a redneck. Now, what does a redneck have? That's right, a gun. And they could just fucking shoot the piano man in the head. In addition, the song isn't about person destroyed by propaganda. It's a person realizing they've been controlled by propaganda and finally fighting back against it. That's right. They no longer want to be an American idiot. That's right. They don't want to be part of their agenda anymore, which means that they're actually psychologically predisposed to fight against stuff that would influence their mind and emotions like the piano man might be able to with his music. So even if somehow he did listen to the music, which he wouldn't even be able to because he knew what was going to happen and would prepare against it, his mind would still be strong against that sort of psychological combat.
Time. All right. You both have 30 seconds to explain why you would win. But, of course, at the same time, starting now.
It seems kind of obvious to me that no one
Listen,
shows up
to
to a
me,
fucking
the
street fight
piano
with
man-
earplugs. Earplugs? He could just move out of the fucking way. He could just, I don't know,
Man,
go to the left.
plays on your
He's
fears,
not
tries to
tired.
make everything
He's
seem
playing.
okay to you, to pacify you.
You can't,
But
if you're the
the
guy
American idiot
who
knows
realizes
that
that the
everything
entire
is
world is
meant
out
to be okay,
you're
and
going
that's
to be pissed off.
okay.
You are
Things
going to be
can
sad.
be going
You are
wrong.
going to have all this shit bottled up,
It's why
coming out at once.
the American
and if
idiot
that
can
blows
win
up in your
against this
face, you're gonna
emotional
fucking
manipulation
die.
that
You're
the
gonna
piano man
fucking
brings to the fight.
Time. Everyone back on. Darshan, Helen, Eric, and Jen. Ooh, we got a full 3 by Aubrey Krebs. What the
Helen, quick, name a woman.
Michelle Obama.
Good job.
I won't
Good
question
job.
it.
You name a black. Proud of you.
I know women. I can name one. All right, so with that, final remarks. We're starting with Evan. We're starting with Evan because Evan went second.
All right, the American idiot has dreams of tomorrow, so therefore knows what the piano man is bringing to the fight and can therefore defend himself properly. Has weapons that a redneck would have, which includes guns and maybe even fireworks and explosives, depending on what the type of redneck you're talking about. And finally, is immune to the sort of psychological and emotional manipulation that the piano man would be bringing to the fight.
Jack.
The piano man is likely smart and adaptive enough, considering his extreme emotional intelligence and ability to adapt to the people around him, that he would be able to realize the American idiot is either wearing headphones or has a gun and proficiently move out of the way or move his piano closer in order to make sure that he can still play. He is adaptive enough that even with the American idiot's advantages, he could still get his one simple win condition, which is simply for him to hear his music.
Excellent. Excellent on both of you. This has been a fantastic episode. It's in the top 2 episodes of this series. So
There's
with
only two.
yeah. Anyway, one finger for the American idiot, 2 fingers for the piano man. On 3. 1, 2, 3. By a vote of 3-2, the American idiot is the new Game Night Fight Night champion.
Well played, Jack. Well played.
Well played. Well
I
played.
do think
That was a very good match.
the use of the earplugs, which I think is the one thing that generally could defend against the piano man's emotional manipulation, was what got me there. Because it was close. And also the logic of sliding to the left if someone shoots you. I love the idea of, oh no, a gun. Let me
Yeah.
just.
In post, because I obviously I don't want to I didn't want to say anything, but earplugs don't generally stop noise.
Yeah.
You can still hear when you have earplugs in. It just suppresses it,
True.
meaning you
Depends
could
on
still
the earplug, I think.
theoretically hear the music.
I mean, I still made the argument that the American Idiot was sort of immune to that sort of manipulation anyway, but
Yeah, that was also.
True.
I think like I know he said earplugs. In my mind, I had like a redneck wearing noise canceling headphones,
Oh, 'cause
which
they
is
go to
why
gun
I don't
range.
vote because my worldview is sometimes misconstrued by stuff I've already thought of beforehand.
Hmm.
But
Mm.
however, Evan bringing up the ability to cancel the noise by one day of prep.
Yeah.
Foresight,
like,
broken
what-
man.
Oh yeah, no. The big thing I couldn't think around was the Dreams of Tomorrow. Just the fact that he would see the fight coming and know what the piano man can do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like there's no like he's like, oh, he's just a piano player. Why would you shoot a piano player? It's like, no, he knows what's going on.
Also, as a matter of fact, the person who picks first has won both times. By the way,
Interesting.
yeah, because Piano Man was the first overall pick in the previous fight, and in this one it was American Idiot.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know all of the powers of the Piano Man. I just liked the song, so I picked it. And then I was like, wait a minute, this guy's strong.
Man, Jack didn't even bring
Yeah.
up the Navy.
Oh no, yeah, Davey, who was in the Navy. Worst comes to worst, he could have flooded the fucking streets. I probably should have thought of that ahead of time, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, he's got military backup.
Yeah. I was surprised that the Navy didn't make a second appearance after being so crucial against Ocean Man.
Well, that's why we
What?
kind of had to make the clause for exactly that.
Ocean Man versus
Yeah.
Billy Joel in the entire Navy.
I think in my brain it was just like, oh, get around to a win condition or like outsmart him as opposed to outgun him.
Is
That's what
Aubrey
my
still
logic
here?
went
And
to.
she just come on and ask me
Oh,
about
she
women.
left. to ask
She
you about
literally
women.
just left.
Yeah.
I love that. But
Oh,
this
I
has
see.
been Game Night Fight Night 2. I would like to thank everyone for taking part. I'd like to thank Jen for being our honorary tiebreaker of the evening. Jen, do you want to say anything?
It was